What's up, Conquer community? Coach Chris here with this week's Conquer at the Whiteboard. So today we're going to be talking about prepping for a workout. A couple weeks ago we talked about prepping for a heavy workout. Now we're going to talk more broadly. So the points on the board are the same as last time. We're just going to talk again more from a bird's eye view and not be so specific to what a heavy workout would dictate. So it starts again with our general prep. And here we are looking just to raise body temperature, get the body moving. We can do this one of two ways. We can do it by getting on some sort of cyclical modality like a bike or a rower and just move at a nice easy pace, 5-10 minutes. Or we can kind of put a series of movements together that might include a bike. It might include air squats. This is an opportunity maybe to build in some of the movements we'll see in the workout. But the goal is still the same. We want to work at a nice easy pace, just get heart rate up, break a little bit of a sweat, and just get ourselves slightly more prepared for the upcoming activity. Then after we finish that, we're going to go into our dynamic prep. Dynamic prep is where we are going to activate some tissues. We're going to mobilize a bit. So, this is where we can do some foam rolling, some lacrosse ball work. We can go about some shoulder mobility exercises if it's going to be heavy overhead work, or we can do some hip mobility. A combination of both depending on what the workout consists of. This is an opportunity to get some of those movements a little bit looser and getting ourselves just slightly more prepared to tolerate those positions. And then, like I said, we're going to activate too. So, if we know it's a heavy volume overhead type workout, we might want to do some like rotator cuff and just all the upper back, get that activated, some wise tees. We can do, some front rack carries, like things that are, again, going to prep those muscles for the activity we're going to do. Again, at a very low intensity, just to remind the brain, like, this is what I need going on. This is what I need firing, so that, again, we're just a little bit more prepared come 3, 2, 1, go. Then as we finish up with that, we're going to get to our intensity build. Now I put some asterisks here because with this, we don't necessarily need to do it, especially if it's a workout that's not going to primarily consist of any heavy lifting. This is a great opportunity, like we talked about in the previous video, to start building up and ramping up an intensity on that bigger lift. If it's a snatch, a clean, a deadlift. But if a workout's not going to consist of any heavy lifting, then we don't necessarily need to focus too much attention here. In the case that we do, again, I would suggest over the course of 10, 12 minutes that we want to go from a lighter percentage of a lift and slowly, with adequate rest in between each attempt, build up to, let's say, up to, depending on the lift, 80-85% of that lift. If it's a deadlift, maybe a little bit higher, but just building up with adequate rest built in between just to get the nervous system and the brain ready for that type of load. But again, if we're not doing any heavy lifting, we don't necessarily need to see this piece. And then finally, honestly, the most important part is going to be our specific prep. In my mind, this is where we are simulating what the workout's going to be, albeit again at a much lower intensity, at least to start. So if it's a triplet type workout, we might want to go through exactly those movements at whatever the weight's designated. But again, moving at a slower pace. We can go through 3 rounds, maybe go 65%, then 75%, maybe 80% effort. Take adequate rest between each attempt, so like 4 or 5 minutes, between each set. Again, though, we just want to get the body ready for now exactly the work that it's going to be asked to do once we get started with the workout. Again, we're trying to build up intensity a bit, and depending on the workout, we might actually work at that intensity, but we just want to make sure we're taking rest between rounds. We're not just going full on effort and frying the nervous system so that when we get to the workout, we got nothing left to give. So guys, those are my tips for today. Good luck. I know the Open's coming up, so you guys are going to do great. Take these points with you with your warm up, and you guys will do even better.